You clicked on this video because you want to know who you should be max lucking, and we're going to be talking about in this video not luck units, not ultra luck, not crossover luck units. We are talking about the big boys, the attackers, the gacha attackers, the saga units. We're going to be talking about everything in this video. But of course, if you are brand new to this channel, first time you see in this video, you like GS, you like gaming, whatever the case may be, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe because it helps me out immensely. Of course, if your friends are getting into GS and they're asking this question or they want to know some guidance on anything, of course, linked into this video as well. Helps me out and it will help them out too. Why would you want to max luck a gacha unit? Well, with the new luck buff feature out, there's a lot of reasons to, right? You get additional stats, additional art gauge, additional skill CT, and an additional crest, which is the main thing most of the time that you're really going to want to be going for. Also, let me just mention too that maxing out a gacha unit's luck can be done free to play now with the update and everything, but it will take an immense amount of time. I'm assuming at least 6 months, possibly even more, for you to completely get a gacha unit, let's say from luck 1 all the way to max luck, and that's if you're feeding them every single thing possible to make them as strong as possible. Of course, I have some more stuff to talk about with that, but I just want to get out of that way. You don't have to wail for these things, and this entire video or this entire feature is completely optional. The game is not balanced around you having this second crest or this max luck unit or max luck Vox or whatever the case may be. It's not balanced around that, so do not feel obligated that you have to do this. It's just an extra feature that you can do to make your units hit harder, to make them stronger, all that good stuff. So what is the most important factor when picking who to max luck? Is it just the top tiers? Is it the tanks? What is it OP? What really makes me want to do it? Now let me just say that I personally feel like, and I think a lot of people will agree with me, that you're really going to want to invest into an attacker if you are looking to max luck one of your gacha units with your luck gems. This attacker could range from a multitude of units if you want to, you know, the top tiers, like for example Vox, Berwick, Swick, Sistina, or Vale, or Arver if you're a JP player, Shuri. It could be tons and tons and tons of units. You could also just put this on your favorite unit as well, which is also completely fine if you want to do that. But if you want to be really optimal about it, here's why I think that attackers are by far the best option when it comes to max lucking or deciding who you want to invest the most luck gems into. The reason why I say attackers is, for one, an additional 1,000 attack is insane, because not only are you going to get an additional 1,000 attack, let's say you also have a level 4 crest on them that's attack up, that is an additional plus 750, and you can get an additional crest onto them, which means that you can either add crit damage on them, crit chance, promise of the funeral god, tons of other crests that is going to just buff up their damage even more than, let's say, someone like maybe a tank. Let's say you did Thetis. Well, giving Thetis an additional 1,000 defense isn't really going to do much yet. It's going to make him hit harder with his art, and then you can maybe get some more stuff going on with his crest. But let me just tell you this, that crests do not stack even with the double system. And what I mean by this is, let's say you already have an attack up crest on your Vox. Trying to get another attack up crest won't ever happen on that Vox. Same crests cannot stack with each other, so don't even think about boosting your attack so freaking high. It's literally not even possible, so don't even try to do it. The most you could do is add attack and maybe like crit damage or something else. Also, when I say max luck, that's probably what I'm going to title the video and everything. You don't really need to do that. I think personally that the main stats that you're going to want to be going for in this luck buff system is going to be attack if you're going for an attacker, of course, and the additional crest, and then maybe skill CT and arch gen depending on the unit that you decide to go with. But hopefully that explanation can kind of give you enough to see that, yeah, attackers seem to be the best way to go about it. Because for example, let's say you do max luck your Fina. Well, what does that really do? Yeah, you could max luck her, and let's say you completely 100% her, so you give her 1,000 additional HP attack and defense, an additional crest slot, the skill CT, and the art gauge, that doesn't really do much for Fina. Fina's not going to hit harder. She may tank a little bit better, but I mean, you know, it's not the greatest. So you would get more value, and you would also take a lot less time if you just invested enough to get 1,000 additional attack onto a unit, plus the additional crest, and then maybe the art gauge or skill CT, of course, depending on the unit, compared to completely maxing out an entire unit stat sheet. Same thing could be said with tanks. You know, I really don't think investing into tanks with the luck gems is going to be the best case scenario, just because, I mean, yeah, 1,000 additional defense is really nice, especially on some units like the Org. But even with that, it still won't be enough to make like Dark Zeorg be able to tank. Yeah, defense matters, but guess what? Zeorg can't tank because he has no damage mitigation at all. And same thing with Thetis. Thetis, yeah, he already has insane defense. Why give him 1,000 plus more defense if you're not going to be gaining any damage mitigation? That's what makes Thetis so strong, is because once he's in Magia Drive, he has that damage mitigation. So going for attackers and sub-attackers is going to be your best case scenario, and really not focusing too much on the supports, the healers, the tanks. Really focus on your attackers whenever you're investing into this luck system. And then whenever you are investing into it, if you want to be as efficient as possible, make sure you're only getting stuff that is going to be applying to the attack stat and the crest. And then, like I said, if you want that skill CT and that art gauge, you can definitely go for it, but there's no point in investing into the other stats if you're not really going to be using them. Extra HP on an attacker is whatever. Same thing with defense. Extra defense is whatever. You really want that attack stat as high as possible so they can hit as hard as possible. Like I said, if you have a favorite unit in this game and you want to max them out, you want to completely 100% their stat sheet across the board, then go on ahead and do it. You're going to enjoy the game a lot more if you do that, but this is just for people who want to be extremely optimal. And some of the best units that I think you can invest into is going to be Vox, Berwick, Swick, Arver, Shuri, Veronica, Riviera, Preed, and some more situational ones if you're really onto the mono teams, D-Kane, and the boy Rags. Pretty much this can be put on any attacker, and I don't think it's going to be a bad idea as long as you plan on using them for a long period of time. But also make sure whenever you are investing into these units that the time that you're going to be putting into them is going to be worth it. Because like I said, guys, this luck stuff and maxing out units luck, so with the luck gems and everything, is going to take a very long time. And personally, if you want to and you want to wait for a meta breaking unit or something, you could always just sit on these luck gems forever and just keep stacking them up, and then once the unit comes out and you're like, you know what, this is the guy that I want to max luck, I want to get all the stuff, all the luck buff, everything for him, then you can do it. It's definitely not a bad idea because like I said, this is completely optional. The game is not balanced around this, and it probably will never be balanced around it, and it's just another way for you to buff up your units. But guys, tell me down below, who are you going to be investing into? Who are you planning on investing into if they're not currently in the game? Tell me if you agree with me as well with the whole attacker situation. Like I said, I personally don't feel like it's worth it to invest into other units just because stats do matter to them, but really getting that attack stat as high as possible plus the additional crest on an attacker is going to be insane. And it's going to make it a lot more cost efficient for you since you don't have to invest so many luck gems into them if you're just trying to max out the attack and plus get them the additional crest. It won't take you nowhere near as long versus you trying to completely max out a unit stats. But hey man, it's been your boy OP. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more. Thank you guys so much for all the recent support on the channel. Your boy is almost fully recovered at this point. I want to say I'm really getting close. I'm feeling really great again, and I feel like I can start streaming and all that good stuff again, so I can't wait to start doing everything like I used to. So hey. But guys, thank you all for coming out. It's been your boy OP, and last but not least, man, don't forget to drink water.